Hey guys, Mike with Old Iron, and first off, I'd like to wish everybody and theirs a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I figured I'd do a little bit of a shop update. I'm going to take you off the tripod in a little bit. Uh, had a little bit going on in here. I've got a lot of videos I got to get out. I know I keep doing videos that say I have a lot of videos to get out, but hopefully with the new year, things will change. I'm working on a studio inside the house, upgraded the computer system, upgraded the software to do the videos, to edit the videos. So hopefully I can get those out quicker. But anyway, let's stop talking about that. And I'll take you around the shop real quick, kind of show you what's going on real quick, and some of the half dozen projects we got to do before we actually start working on the actual projects. First off, the shop is an absolute pigsty. Uh, that's what I get for letting my son and his buddy come in here and free range. So it's going to take me a couple days to clean everything up. I've been picking up pieces, little pieces here and there for different projects. I'll show you a few of those and show you some of the stuff that we got to get done. First off, this is Purple Haze. There'll be a video out on this. I'm going to do another video. That way I know I got enough content. And keep your eye out for this. Now, the bullnose, she's still sitting here, and there's going to be a video about why it's still sitting here also coming up. We got in an accident back in August, and I am still not right. My neck and my shoulders are messed up. I cannot block sand, and I need to block sand this. So it's kind of on the back burner. I don't know until I grow a pair, you know what I mean? I'm getting better, but there's still a lot of stuff that I just cannot do, and I don't have a lot of help. So it's a one-man show. So we got to tighten up the body lines through here, and there's a bunch of little dings and things that I missed that I didn't see when I did the initial body work. That nothing major. My buddy keeps telling me, "Oh, it's fine, just paint it," but I know they're there. And I mean, you can see all the little marks I have everywhere. And quite honestly, 90% of them, I could probably put high build on it, paint it, and be done with it. But I'm just gonna take that extra step. You know, it needs to be block sanded anyway. So, glazing a couple things and skimming a couple things is not going to be that big of a deal. Now, got the Mustangs over there. We did start the metal work on the front. We're going to pull that out sometime over the winter. And what the overall goal is, get this ready for paint it in the spring. Get this thing running. I got to get the floors in it. This motor is just a mock-up. Picking up the metal either tomorrow or Friday for the floors. We're going to start doing the floors, get the body mounted. Well, do the floors, finish off the frame, get the body mounted. We got to do a cross member, engine mounts. And I still got to figure out exactly how the steering's going, which is going to be a trick. But I think I got to figure it out. But I've got to get some kind of a firewall in here and a floor to figure out where the steering column's going, to figure out my geometry on the steering column. So one of the things I picked up is I picked up a body console for the yard dart, and these things are going for like $400 online. I just happened to find this one. The guy wanted $50 for it. I snagged it, man. He's supposed to get me the shifter. I got to get a hold of him this afternoon. Now, this is going to be a rat rod. So body work's going to be well, I'm not going to say minimal, because we got to do floors. I got to add about 4 to 6 inches off the bottom that they cut off. I got to put rockers on it. Got to put a firewall on it. All the doodah. There's work in the back that needs to be done. I don't know if I'm keeping that back section of floor that's in it, or if I'm going to cut it out and just redo the whole thing. I'm kind of leaning towards the later right now. I don't care if it has a back seat or not. So I don't know. I'll cross that bridge when I got the metal here and I actually start on it, which is hopefully going to be next week. So I want to get this to where it's ready to roll in the spring. We're going to get this to where it's ready to paint in spring. And these two, they're not going to be ready, but I want to get some metal work done on them. The 40 Pontiac Coupe and the Mustang. Now I'll take you outside and show you the headaches out there. Now, this is the mullet. You've probably seen a couple videos on this. Gas tank had a bunch of crap in it. I cleaned it out. I should have replaced it. And apparently I got some more, starting to rain out here. Apparently I got some more crap that I didn't clean out. So I got to drop the tank again. I'm just putting a new tank in it. It's got a new sending unit, new pump. I'm going to clean the pump. I've got another new pump inside in case I mess that one up. And that's pretty much what needs to be done with this. Now, I'm looking for a cowl hood for this thing. I don't want to spend $400 or $500 on one. You know what I mean? So I'm looking for a deal on a cowl hood. No rush, but, you know, it is what it is. The interior is pretty clean. It needs a new dash pad. And I got to redo the headliner. And besides that, interior is ready to go, you know. We're going to do some body work to it. We're going to paint it, and I'm going to use it as a daily, you know. Now, this here is Tyler's. Tyler is a buddy of my son's. He got this thing for $300. It wouldn't run. I let him bring it over here, and we started going through it. And I wish I would have did a video on it because you crank the engine over with spark plugs out, and it's like a water feature. It just shoots antifreeze out of the cylinder. So he scrapped the project, and we're literally going to scrap the car. I'm pulling parts off of it. Now, I pulled the seats out of it. I think I'm going to modify the seats and use them in the rat rod. It's got an 8.8 with disc brakes in the back. I'm going to pull that. He's going to pull the tires and rims. He's got a Ranger. He's going to put those on. And I told him to pull a bunch of stuff off the motor because a lot of the sensors and stuff like that will interchange with his truck. So, I mean, they're sitting here, you know what I mean? The blue four-door Dart is right there. Half on the trailer, half off the trailer. I still got Reese's motor on the trailer all wrapped up. I've got to get that inside, hopefully this weekend. That's Frogger. And we got to strip the four-door. That's what we got in the accident in. It's not savable, but there's a lot of parts I need to get off it. I'm going to pull the motor and trans. I think the motor and trans is still good. And if it is, I'm going to end up sticking those in tetanus. Now, if you're not familiar with tetanus, once again, they'll be in the playlist. You can take a look at that. Besides that, I mean, the bed's twisted. That back door right there is good. Besides that, the interior's good. All the glass but the windshield's good. Oddly enough, she hit us so hard she buckled the floorboard. She hit us about doing 60 and she never touched the brakes. Back bumper's good. The hitch, the rear end I'm pulling. So I'm going to strip this out, get that out of here. This is getting out of here. Everything's getting moved around. And hopefully we can start being functional. I got to put a clutch in that monster. I'm not looking forward to it. But it's got to be done. It needs a clutch and it needs a rear main. So we got to get the motors off the trailer. And hopefully this weekend we'll do a little bit of work to this. And I've got to get the actual motor that I'm going to use in this in the other garage. We're going to set it up on an engine stand. I'm going to build it in there because it's attached to the house. It's just warmer. And then when I get done with it, then we'll just cart it over here and I'll put it in. But I needed something to mock up, and it's going to be a small block Chevy. So some of those parts, I mean, like the exhaust manifolds, the lake pipes, are going to be used on it. The valve covers are going to be used on it. I'm going to clean them up. And I figured it out to where instead of the firewall coming down like this, 45 in or whatever angle this is, coming down, coming out again and coming down, I'm just cutting it off here. And I'm going to resheet this. They had the motor sitting way back. I mean, you can see where the trans mount is for the cross member there, and that's where they had it. So I moved the motor up probably almost a foot, probably about 10 inches. But they had these things kind of in there with, yeah. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sheet this, and then I'm going to do something similar but much more tasteful, hopefully, right in this area. And it's going to be deep back here, and it's going to kind of fade off into nothing over here. I think it would be a cleaner look. And we're going to get that taken care of, but I got to figure out the firewall and the floor too at the same time. So I'm kind of at a standstill till I get that square stock in here. I've got the windshield for it. All the other windows are just going to be plexi. It's a rat. It's just going to shows. It's not going to be anything I'm going to take on a road trip or on a long haul. If it's a long haul, it'll be on a trailer. So it's just something to have a little fun with. And actually, I got it because I wanted to sharpen up on my body skills, my welding skills, my fabrication skills. And with a rat, you really can't do it wrong, you know? So that was kind of the idea with this. I traded an old motorcycle I had in the other garage for it that I was never going to do anything with. So all in all, with gas, what I paid for the bike, and what I paid in miscellaneous parts I've picked up so far, I've got maybe $350 in this thing right now. So I ain't hurt, you know what I mean? And I've got all kinds of parts, you know what I mean? I got a shed full. I've got a building in another town that the basement's full of, I don't even know what's down there anymore. There's boxes of new parts. And as soon as I get done with this video, I'm going to watch an auction. I'm probably going to buy a bunch more stuff. So I actually need another garage about this size just to hold the parts to where I can work on the cars, you know. I've got several videos on this car, or little clips, and I'm going to throw everything together, and that's going to be the intro to Purple Haze. Now, the reason we called it Purple Haze is it's going to have purple accents. It's not going to be painted purple per se, but it's going to have purple accents in the interior. It's going to have probably purple pinstriping, a little bit of purple here and there. The dash is going to be a heavy metal flake purple or plum, you know. I got to figure out the paint color. We actually mixed up the paint, and for all the parts I was going to paint, I don't know if I'm going with that paint or not. I've got to make sure it matches. I've got the vinyl for the seats, and it's a plum color. So I want to make sure everything matches. So I might have to go with a different route on the paint. I don't know yet. Body work, there's a lot of body work, but the actual finishing of the body is going to be minimal because it is going to be a rat, you know. So I'm not worried about a mirror finish or anything like that. So I'm thinking the Spring Redneck Rumble is, if I'm not mistaken, mid-June, mid-late June. I should have this there. It might not be exactly how I want it at that point, but it should be running, driving. I should have the paint on it. It should be pretty much finished off. And then, I mean, they're never done. So it is what it is. But that's about it. Please like, subscribe, and especially if you want to keep up on some of these projects. And I really appreciate it, guys. We will see you soon.